Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back into another episode of Improvement Time. I know it's been a long time, but today I'm back with another episode just to kind of give you guys an update on what's been happening in my life with training and with my nutrition and how much I'm weighing currently. So let's get started, guys. Recently, for the last, I would say 4 weeks, I've actually joined a new gym. My gym membership at Dolphins has pretty much expired as of today, pretty much. I did join Harbor Fitness Go in Brooklyn, where the old Dolphins used to be. If you guys are familiar with their area, it's actually a closer gym to my Brooklyn apartment, so it actually works out better because, as you guys all know, the commute in Brooklyn is brutal, around 5-6 heading to the other gym. It just didn't really work out for me anymore because the way there was such a nightmare, and also finding parking, and then the gym was always packed. So pretty much I did more of driving and waiting around it instead of working out. So now with this gym in Brooklyn that's closer to our Brooklyn apartment, I can actually take the train there when it's too early, or I can find parking at night, which is not too bad. The main thing is they have everything I need at the gym. Everything is fairly new, at least newer equipment, cleaner. It's also not as packed at night, as of now at least, because they just opened, I believe, back in March. So I'm expecting a wave to come in sooner or later, but as of now, it's not bad. It's going to work out for me because around August, I'm actually going to have to stay around Brooklyn much longer, pretty much for the whole month. So I need to find a new home. I have yet filmed a new video at the new gym yet, so look out for those. I'm going to try to bring my camera because right now work is coming to an end, and it's kind of been really busy because Maggie and I have been trying to get things sorted out at the house, and then just trying to finish the year strong at work. I did apply to go back to school, and I did not get in. They put me on the waiting list. I originally wanted to go back to school for 1 year for administrations, but I didn't get into the program because it was very competitive, which is great. I'm a little bit, I guess I was a little surprised and also bummed out, but in a way, I guess it's a blessing in disguise because what happened is I knew it was competitive to get in, and there's only 60 available spots, and there's about like over 200 applicants. So and it's a free ride, so that's why it's harder to get in. I could try other programs, but I really don't want to spend the money on school. So I'm just gonna maybe just chill out this summer, focus on family and just relaxing, kind of recharging my body, my mind. So that's pretty much what's been going on with me. So now I'm going to show you guys some footage of where I'm currently at right now, Staten Island, working out with a Hyper Push B workout. Just some stats. Macros are currently 450 carbs, fats around 65 to 70 grams of fats, and proteins at about 220 to 230 grams a day when I track. And I've been tracking about, I would say, 5 days, at least the weekdays when I'm at work, and sometimes on the evening I might want to enjoy myself with Maggie or just kind of eat with family and friends. So the thing about this off season is I feel pretty free. Like, I don't feel like I'm restricted. So, and especially my macros are really high now, so that's pretty good. Training has been pretty good. I have been hitting that point where now every session has been pretty brutal because now that I'm getting further into my off season, pushing a little bit heavier, so everything's a little bit heavier and everything kind of I fatigue much quicker now. That's about it. So let's go over some footage right now. Alright, so for my first movement, we'll be doing with the incline hammer press, and I typically like to slowly work my way up just to acclimate, to make sure how I'm feeling, because each day I feel differently depending on the time of the day I train, and also how many meals did I have in my body. As you can see here, one thing I changed with my training is that I've kind of took out my main lift. My first lift usually for push day is like the flat dumbbells, as you guys can see in the previous older improvement time videos. But currently, ever since I joined the new Harbor, I've been focused more on incline and decline. I still work out flat, like flies or maybe some flat hammer press, but it's not my primary movement. It's more of like a finisher at the end, like 2 to 3 sets of higher reps just for blood flow. As you can see now, this is my first set, 2 plates and a quarter per side, and it's feeling pretty good. I've really been enjoying my push sessions because they're actually one of my quicker sessions. Maybe it's because I can't go as heavy as I compared to the other body parts. But my mind muscle connection for my chest so far has improved a lot from the previous years, as you can see. And it's funny because that's one of my favorite parts to train, but that's also one of my most laggiest part. But I guess everybody has their strong points and everybody have their weak points. But yeah, chest is one of my weak points, and I felt pretty good. As you can see, everything is really popping. So I'm going with, right now I'm actually going to be going with 3 plates per side. You know how I'm going to do. It felt pretty good. I was able to squeeze out a few reps for this. Typically repetitions for this day is anywhere from 8 to 15 reps. So I tend to try to go somewhere where I'm not, you know, too exhausted, where that way I can really get some good quality reps in. Because one thing I notice is that especially for chest, when I go a little bit too heavy, I lose that mind muscle connection where it's not as strong as it should be. So I typically go lower weight just to activate my body, just to make sure that I could feel the movement. And then as I feel it, as long as I can squeeze out multiple reps, then I could throw on more weights just to enough to still get the contractions but not lose the tightness. All right, so next movement, we're going to be moving in to OHP. Now, OHPs, I haven't really been doing them as consistently as I have within the previous 2 months, just because it's just so happened that my schedule has been very busy, and I try to squeeze in whatever I can at the New Harbor. So right now, I'm still working with 45s. I could go a little bit heavier, but again, I tend to right now, my goal is not to lift the most weight as I can. Of course, progression is always going to be part of the key, meaning that I'm always going to want to reach new heights, trying to gain new strength. I want to make sure that I'm feeling the movement and not just moving the weight. I think that's the real key for my off season this year, because I feel like I really improved a lot, especially with my muscle connection throughout all movements. And I honestly see the growth of my delts even compared to like last August. So slow and steady. As you can see right now, I'm actually bumping up the weight a little bit, just making sure that I'm still able to control the movement, where I'm not just, you know, powering through every movement, because that's typically how injuries occur, and that's what I'm trying to stay away from. I'm trying to keep my shoulders healthy, because in the past I have injured them, and it's not fun. You do feel immobile and to a point where you can't really do much movement. All right, so here comes the next movement, is going to be incline dumbbells. I have been doing incline dumbbells a lot. I actually prefer doing these over the barbell, as I mentioned in the past. The only thing is that typically in the different gyms, they have different benches. So certain benches feel a little bit better than the others. So I'm still trying to find my angling for the bench at the Harbor Gym. But I typically go not too slight, but not too high as well. So right in between is where I feel most activation of my upper pecs. People typically sometimes use a slight incline, which is their preference. It's not bad, but I feel like I need to hit more right here. So I'm going to raise it up just a little bit more. Again, one thing I really, especially with my chest, is just focus on my muscle connection. So if I'm not feeling my chest, I'm not really doing it. So typically I would have a back down set, depending how I feel that day. But so far everything has been feeling really nice, especially with incline dumbbells. It's been consistent. So after that movement, we're moving to decline hammer press. These are like my bread and butter for decline movements. Unfortunately, at the Harbor Gym, they don't have a decline hammer. They only have the flat and the incline hammer, but that's okay, because my man Uncle Teddy introduced me to a flat bench, and what we did was the last time we put a quarter underneath, so it made a slight decline, which is great because it's not too the slope is not too bad. So I hit like the decline and also mid pec as well. So I think it's like 2 birds 1 stone, which is pretty good. Typically with this machine, whenever I'm at Powerhouse, I really take advantage of it, because decline hammer is one of those machines where I can really overload and just feel the full movement. I actually like these more than the barbell decline press, because just getting on the bench and finding the balance, it's a little bit tricky, but you know, slowly working on it, and I've been able to put on some weight with that machine, so that's good. Now after the incline presses and the decline presses, I move into 2 tricep movements. And because I do so many pressing movements, I'm trying to keep my joints healthy, especially my shoulders and my elbows. So I took away the overhead press for my triceps because I'm trying to save my elbows. So I've been really opting out for the rope extension. Now with these movement, it took me a while to really master the mind muscle connection, because in the past I have tried heavier weights and I didn't like it because I was ego lifting. But what I do now is I typically find a weight where it's not too heavy but it's not too light, and I just kind of like rep out anywhere from 10 to 20 reps, and it feels amazing. And if after this we move into a easy curl bar tricep extension bar. Now for that movement, that's like my bread and butter. If I could recommend one tricep movement, and I think it would be this movement right here, because this is one where you can really overload and get like a nice stretch. So for this, I do 4 sets of 10 to 20 reps, and it wasn't until recently, this off season, where I'm really starting to like pack on size with my triceps. Overall, I'm really pleased with how my body's looking right now, condition wise, density wise, and just where I'm at and the weight. So hopefully the goal is to continue to keep the consistency, but I do know that I have some trips coming up the next following week for work, so I'll be taking about like 3 days off. So we'll see how that goes, but if anything, that might actually do my body better, meaning that I'll have more rest for my body, which is what my body's always needed. Typically, sometimes people are afraid to take a few days off, but sometime once in a while, taking those few days off can be mentally and physically beneficial, meaning that when you come back to the gym, you feel so much more ready to tackle the weights and hit the goals. That's it for this week's improvement time. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, because Maggie and I have more things that we want to talk to you guys about, and I'm actually going to wait for her to film the next episode just to let you guys know what's going on in our lives, and hopefully that I could bring a camera with me so I could shoot some footage at the new gym. That way you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.